Hey everyone, Dan Central here, and this time I'm going to be doing my first ever Nintendo DS game that I said I would be doing. So we're going to give it a go. Now I found a really good program that enables me to record footage of DS games. However, the speed of the music kind of alters every now and again. It's kind of all over the place. Sometimes it plays quite fast, sometimes it goes really slow, and I found that that tends to be how big you have the screen. So if you have it really tiny, then the music's quite quick, whereas if you have it sort of max full screen like this, it's quite slow. But if I don't have it full screen, then you're not going to see much of the footage. It's going to be too small, sorry, for you to actually see anything. So we're just going to give this a go and see what happens. Now we've got sort of various new tracks, and down here we've got sort of more retro stuff, stuff from the SNES, N64, Game Boy Advance and GameCube. But I'm sure a lot of you would have seen a lot of them before through playing them on the SNES, N64 and so on. So we're just going to go into the newer ones so you can see what they're like. Oops, I think I've gone back. There we go. Okay, I've played through this game on here a few times already. It's pretty good, but sometimes the kart feels very slow if you compare it to actually playing it on the proper Nintendo DS. It just is very slow. But I've gone through all the settings that this program comes with, and I can't find anything that improves that at all. So, and also I can't find another program for the Mac that actually works at all. This is the only program I found that works, and as you can see, it seems very slow already with the countdown. That's very slow, so I'm not holding much hope for this being a good lap. The music is now very slow, and the kart feels very slow as well. In fact, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to actually see that it is actually quite slow. Okay, that's another thing I was going to mention as well. In no part did I press left at all then, and for some reason it just did a complete U-turn. So far I haven't worked out why that happens. It only seems to happen once or twice maximum on each track you play, but you'll just be racing round and you won't even have your fingers on the keys whatsoever, and all of a sudden Mario will just do a complete U-turn and you'll just completely come off track. And I honestly have no idea why that happens. And once he starts doing the U-turn, which is generally to the left, no matter how much you press the right key, he will not go right, and he will continue to go left until he finishes that U-turn. So I honestly have no idea. Now when I have this speed boost on, he seems to be going normal speed. This is the sort of speed you expect him to go without the speed boost on. But it just feels very sluggish. I mean, a lot of the programs I found were only for Windows, whereas I've got a Mac, so it was quite hard to find one, and this is the only one I've found so far that works, and it's called Desmume. I think that's how it's pronounced, D-E-S-M-U-M-E. So, yeah. It's the only one I've found so far that enables you to use the Mac on it. So if any of you guys out there have used any Nintendo DS emulators to do footage, and it's not this one and it's a better one that works on Mac and that produces, you know, actual proper gameplay that's up to speed and is not sluggish or slow, then please do let me know and I'll look into it. Because to be honest, I'm not sure how many Nintendo DS games I'm going to review if they're all like this. Not to mention the fact that, as we all know, we have a time limit on YouTube, and yeah, it's going to mean that I'm only going to get like one track done. because it will take so long to do the track. Not only that, it will become boring for you guys to watch it, because you'll be sitting there like, well, that was interesting. I have to say, one good thing about this emulator is that you can set it to either have a gap between the two screens or not at all. Now this is another thing that I found, that even if you try and move and dodge the shell and it's coming towards you, it still hits you. So another one that's completely baffled me. I have no idea why that happens. But yeah, you can set it to either have a gap between the two screens so it looks more realistic to an actual Nintendo DS screen, or you can have it so that the screens are closed. It just looks like one long screen that's sort of like a sideways rectangle rather than two squares. Okay, I'm sure if you guys have played Mario Kart DS on the DS, you will probably back me up on this when I say that Mario does not move this slow. See? Now you'll see that Mario is trying to turn right, and I can promise you, obviously I can't prove it because you can't see the keys, but I am not pressing the right key whatsoever. Now if I let go, he goes to the right. I am not pressing the right key at all, and he's going to the right. He's wanting to go to the right. That is really, really bad. That is a serious bug in this emulator, which the people that behind this have got to fix. I'm having to keep pressing the left key in order to keep him going the right way. See that? I can promise you guys now I am not pressing the right key, and look, he wants to go right. I have no idea why it's doing that. And there's nothing wrong with my keyboard. No, I haven't actually had my Mac that long. It's fairly new, and it's the new models that are out, the aluminium ones. So it's a really like good standard Mac. You know, it's a really nice model that, you know, does what it says on the packet. You know, so well, on the packet, on the box rather. So if there's any glitches or any problems happening with this emulator, it's the emulator itself. It is not my Mac. Yet he still wants to go right. Why is it doing that? Okay guys, I'm going to finish this track and I'm going to leave it there. Good few reasons really, as I'm sure all of you would have worked out by now. There's a bug in it, so I keep going right. It's incredibly slow, not just gameplay wise but music wise, and I'm not even sure if I'd even get another track into the time I've got. Now guys, he's stopped wanting to go right. Ah, I was nearly first, but oh well, doesn't matter. I was just going to say, he's stopped wanting to go right. Now if I take my fingers off the buttons, he carries on going straight. He doesn't want to go right anymore. So beforehand, if I took my fingers off the keys, he just wanted to go right still automatically and I had to stop him. Now, it's fine. It's just corrected itself, so he doesn't want to go right anymore. So that must be a temporary glitch then. But the thing is, he tends to want to make a U-turn to the left as well. So it's kind of a combination of him making random U-turns to the left without you being ready for it and wanting it to happen, and also making him wanting to go to the right all the time. And aside from everything being just too slow to enjoy the game. Well, there we go. And the music is just unbelievably slow. Now, this is the footage in full screen. When you first start the game up, it's quite small. and actually the music goes quite fast. It's quite sort of up to speed. But I can't have it like that because you guys won't even see the footage. It's so small. You know when you start up a game when it's too small, you have to maximise it because you just can't see it. Once I maximise it, however, it just goes really, really slow, and I honestly have no idea why it does that. But, I mean, I don't know, I want to do some more Nintendo DS games, but it's just really, really slow. And if it's going to keep doing this to each game I try, then there's not much point in me doing any. I may as well just stick to the Game Boy Advance if it's going to be handheld, and then carry on with the others I'm doing. But let me know your thoughts, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, kind of, in a roundabout sort of way, and I'll be back with another game very soon.